For my control panel, I salvaged an old desktop tower. It's an AT tower, and pretty much removed everything from the inside, all the hard drive bays, of course the power supply, the optical drive cages, and for all intent and purposes I just have a skeleton. But I think it's going to work out just fine for me, and we'll do a quick fly around on the power supply and cabinet here, and let you see what I've done. On the front of the panel, I have utilized one of the optical drive bays for my power switches. This will be power on for all of the power supplies, and power on for the spindle. Two separate circuits. My thought there is I can work on one versus the other and not have to have everything up and running. So the front of the panel is, I think it turned out pretty clean, considering it's an old, it's an old 19 something or other box. It's in pretty decent shape. So we'll do a bit of a turnaround here. I'll show you the right hand side, and this side is where I'll bring all of my control cables for my drive units, Y1, Y2, X, Z, and an auxiliary which I will use for a rotor at a future date. Turning around to the back of the unit, not a whole lot to see on the back side. I'm going to leave, I think at the moment I'm going to leave this area open, and I may externally mount a little fan to it. We'll see how the unit runs as far as temperature is concerned, and power in for all the main circuits, power back out for the VFD. Unfortunately, I do not have enough room inside the box to mount the VFD. I would have liked to have, but I just ran out of real estate and couldn't do it. So power in, power out. I'll mount the VFD on top of the box up here. It'll be affixed, permanently affixed, and I'll have to figure out some sort of a quick disconnect. So if I have to get inside the box to work on it, I don't have to worry about trying to support the VFD on the cable and things of that fashion. And of course, the opposite side, the box will be in this configuration. I can keep it from falling off the little pedestal I made for it here. Basically, the box is going to lay just like this, so it'll lay flat, which is okay. My intended mounting place is a little short, so I'll just lay it down, and everything will work fine. So that's the power supplies, drive units, and Ethernet connection inside the control box. So I'll pause the video here at this point. I'll stand it up on end and we'll have a look and see what's inside. You've seen the components before, but now you'll see them all mounted up. So I want to pause the video, and I'll be back in just 1 second. And in this view, you will see all of the components mounted up into up onto the chassis and into the control box. Breakers, input breakers, 2 48-volt power supplies, 1 power supply running Y1, Y2, 1 power supply running the remainder of the drive units. 24 volt power supply, which will give me control voltages and startup voltage for the UC300 control. So that's and of course the UC300. So those are the components that are mounted up inside of the control cabinet. Of course, my cover will go on here, and the VFD I'll permanently mount it to that face cover, and I think we're getting close. Finally, I mentioned that I was waiting for my cable change. They finally arrived yesterday, so I can continue with that. I'll just kind of continue with that in the background. Running cable change, that's pretty straightforward. Just pulling wires through them. So I think the next video, what will happen is we'll start wiring the pieces, all of the components inside the cabinet here, and we will, or I will, I'll bring the components up kind of in stages. I don't want to just throw the switch and have everything turned on all at one time. In the event that I do something wrong, I really don't want to let the smoke out of the components. So we'll do it in stages, and I think first on the agenda will be to fire up, go ahead and fire up the controller, make sure that works, and get it connected up to the computer. And it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me. I have UCNC software that I'll be using instead of Mach 3, so I'll have to see how hard it is to come up to speed with the UCNC. I don't think it'll be that hard. I've looked at the software. I have the software loaded up on the computer, and although the screen sets are different than Mach 3, for the most part, they'll react very, very similar at least. So hopefully that will be smooth and I can get this thing up and running. My goal was to have it, today is Friday, my goal was to have this thing up and running like 3 weeks ago. Obviously that didn't work. So, and I have to put, the machine really needs to go into service like tomorrow. And again, that's not going to happen. So it looks like everything's bumping out here a couple of weeks. So we'll see if I can put a rush on some of this stuff. I don't think I'll be ordering up any more materials, so I shouldn't get snagged up in that delivery situation. So, well, I think that pretty well wraps it up for this video. The control cabinet, all the associated components, as you can see, are mounted in. Hopefully I don't have them crowded up too tight. I guess time will tell. And I want to thank you for taking time to watch the videos and my series of videos for Big Blue. And we will continue next time with pulling wire into the box and turning a couple of the features on and making sure that everything works as it should. So until then, have a good day. Thank you.